What made you start a podcast?
Corona. like real shit, like Corona. Me and the guys sitting around. It's being like your homies got some shit. They getting kind of depressed because COVID, and they want to like, man, I got these clothes I want to get off, but you know what I mean? Or man, I got this music I'm trying to get off. Man, just use social media. Like, man, I really ain't got no social media shit. You know what I mean? Then you got the homies just like, man, just I got some cooking shit. So I just had homies really doing shit. And I'm like, man, bro, fuck it. I'm going to get on the shit. Because I wanted to just do the podcast shit, but I wanted to really be on some selfish, me and the guys, just legit plugging us during the COVID. You know what I mean? Making it like a Wealth Lane Entertainment Radio type of shit. And just having our artists and niggas I fuck with just on the shit. And then we started doing it. And then people started getting on. And then one of the big homies, my big brother, Wallace Gator Bradley, he reached out to me and was like, man, bro, you got some shit going. We need to get on here. We need to reach the young brothers. And I think it was like, even though it's the pandemic, it was like a wild week of killings.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, like, we need to get on here. We need to talk some growth and development shit, United in Peace shit for the brothers and sisters. And I'm like, all right, man, you get a call like that, you can't say no.
Facts.
You know what I mean? So it's like, all right, bet. So we came, and then we got on the show. He was talking and shit. And then the whole cowboy dude, Adam, shout out Adam Hollingsworth, he started, me and him Facebook friends. It's crazy. Facebook is crazy. You never know.
You be friends with motherfuckers you don't even know.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So he was just talking about like how he really loves his horses. You know what I mean? And I'm like, and he started getting a little viral. This is before like he started doing like the news interviews and like months before the whole highway shit. This was when
everybody knew it was a dude riding around in the horse. They just didn't know who he was.
Right. You know what I mean? That time. So I'm like, man, bro, I want to get you on my podcast and shit. And he like, I ain't trying to do that shit if I got on the pay. And then the first thing I thought, he don't came across some Chicago niggas. Like, Chicago niggas love to reach out to you, make it seem like they want you to do some shit, and then they be like, but I need $250 from you.
Nice.
So we talking about that shit, and then, we just chopping it up, mutual friend shit. I'm like, man, but I got a podcast, though, for real. You should come. And he like, you want to bring some of the horses? So I'm like, LOL, yeah, that shit'd be cool. You know what I mean? My man's pulled up with the van, connecting. He had like the trailer, 2 horses in them joints.
That's
like,
crazy.
It's crazy, G.
Let the kids ride.
Yeah, I called my cousins. I people on the block pulling up like, man, can I bring my kid back there? Yeah. So that's when like the neighborhood started like, oh, okay, Tone really got a podcast. You know what I mean? So then my homie like, man, we should put this shit on Facebook Live. Before we was just doing YouTube, and then I shit on Facebook Live, and then the Twitter, and then Beyonce, engineer. I'm just fucking around like, fuck it, I'm going to just shoot for the stars. I got that nigga to get on, so now I'm just legit DMing everybody, like, get on the show. Nice. And then this nigga like, all right, cool. So it was like, all right, bet. And then this when I realized it was some, like, I got a real-ass show because he faxed over contracts. Like, this is, like, the month, like, June, because when did Black is King come out? July?
Something around that time.
Yeah, so, like, the month before, we had him on the show, and he like, yeah, we gonna do this contract. We gotta do this NDA shit. You can't ask no more than 7 questions about Beyonce. You can't ask shit about Disney Plus. You can't ask shit about Black is King. And I'm like,
I wasn't even gonna ask none of that
right,
shit.
Like, first, I'm a man, so it's like my Beyonce question is gonna be like 3 tops. Is she fine in person? You know what I mean? Is she thick in person? What she smell like?
Right.
You know what I mean? And then like, you know what I mean? And then the Black is King shit, like, I didn't know much about it anyway. Right. So it was like, all right, cool. But then we talked and we built up the relationship. And then that's when he like, man, what y'all sipping on? Because, sometimes we be drinking on the show. And we was like, hey, we sipping on some Douce. And then from there, he like, oh, you know Emory Jones? And we like, yeah, we know Emory.
In a case, dude.
You feel me? He like, yeah, my brother, what'd he say? He was like, his brother is like my homie. That's like my play brother type shit. But his blood brother, I know him. Right. I'm going to give you his number after the show. So he DM me the number or whatever. And I just hit him up. And then next thing you know, like the Douce started coming.
That's crazy.
Yeah, G. And then it was like from there, I'm like, man, can we legitimize some business shit? And he like, man, after the corona. But I'm going to just say it, like, fuck it. when the corona shit over with, they gonna start doing like Duce tours. You know what I mean? We go be like one of they like spokespeople. I'm gonna definitely hit them up. We got to get you on board too, bro.
See, the crazy shit about what you just said. This all started from just a DM.
Yeah.
Just you shooting your shot. You feel me? And I never forget when I first started my marketing company. I told myself, I'm like, boy, I'm shooting all the shots. Like, ain't no shot I don't like out here. You feel me? I'm shooting.
Shit.
And it was amazing what was coming back to me just off the screen for
You
shooting.
gonna get them no's, but them yeses go blow your mind.
Or even the no's where you still connected with a motherfucker and y'all can grow.
Building that relationship.
Facts.
And those be the no's that I actually appreciate because it don't be a shady no.
Right.
It be
some authentic shit.
Yeah, like all right, bro, I see you, but we here.
You gotta do a little bit more.
You know what I mean? Like, no offense, but we wherever you at, we have to work up and now. And it's like, okay. And that's nothing wrong with that type of creative criticism. Right. You know what I mean? But, because we all got homies and shit. Like, my first 20 episodes, like, only 2 out of the 13 homies that, like, my homies were, like, faithfully watching.
Right.
You feel me? And then when they did watch, it was always some negative feedback.
Some bullshit.
You know what I mean?
You should have did this.
You should have did this. I ain't like that segue transition. And now I'm like, oh, damn. So now y'all, like, podcasts,
right.
like.
Professionals and
you know what I
mean?
Aficionados.
Y'all out here critiquing motherfuckers.
The way you transition from sports to the current events, even though it's both Chicago related, I would have, you know what I mean? And then it's like, oh, your mic's too loud or it sound like a little distorted. And it's like, oh, okay, well, you know anything about engineering?
Right. Come help, nigga.
You know what I mean? It's like, nah, because y'all talking a lot over the phone, you know what I mean? Or like, but when that shit come down, they see you doing some shit, they want to, that's my boy. But that's how we all are. Like, even when they play sports, you feel me? Like, it be like that. Like, oh, damn, you finna go fuck with this nigga? Shit, let me ride. You feel me? But, like, do I want to be with them when they go into the gym just to hoop? No. You know what I mean? So, but it's about the way you present the shit. You know what I mean? Niggas, and family, friends, they be our hardest critics. And they be the ones that make us not want to continue our dreams.
Yeah.
You just got to, going back to the street shit, like, having that shit, like, I'm going to make it. Like, I know it's 100 niggas at this gas station serving the same fucking weed, but I'm going to just act like my shit, the gas. This shit gas, nigga. Like,
facts. This
podcast gas. These shirts, these wet shirts, these jogging suits, gas, nigga. Like, fuck all that other shit. You know what I mean? Like, you got to have that same mentality, bro. That's the only way you go win, the only way you go build up the confidence to keep doing it, the only way niggas go absorb that confidence you giving out to believe it.